ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கடநாதார்யம் கவிதார்க்கிக கேசரிம் வேதாந்தாச்சார்யவர்யோ மே சந்நிதத்தாம் சதா ஹிருதி. ராமானுஜதயா பாத்ரம் ஞானவைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம். சீரொன்று தூப்பு திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழிகள் ஓரொன்று தானேமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானே கோமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So we are now going to the sentence number 10. Rahasya Ratnavali Hrdayam. So before going to this particular sentence, I wanted to tell you 2 points. I want to ask Keshavdas Swami to tell me about what we call Nammalvar's Thiruvaimozhi. I think it should be 468, which we saw earlier under footnotes. And I said the second half of the Pashuram will be explained little later. Am I right in saying the number 468? We saw the Nammalvar's Thiruvaimozhi Pashuram in the earlier sentences. Can you just have a quick browsing? Tamil, wait. That is Nachya. Oh, okay, this is the one, right? You are right. வேதம் வல்லார்களை கொண்டு விண்ணோர் பெருமான் திருப்பாதம் பணிந்து இவள் நோய் இது தீர்த்து கொள்ளாது போய் ஏதம் பறைந்தல்ல செய்து கள்ளூடு கலாய் தூய் கீத முழவிட்டு நீரணங்காடுதல் கீழ்மையே. So this is the first half. We already had the meaning. Vedantigalana Sri Vaishnavargal, that is those who are the devotees of God, who are adept in the philosophy. Vailaha Nityasurigalin Talevanana. So you have what we call the minimum 3 and maximum all the released souls, namely Muktatmanaha. Namely, again, say Garuda, Vishaksena, and Adishesha. So, Nityasuri. So, Emberman. So, Vinnor Peruman. That's why we said God of gods, Deva Deveshaha. So, Vinnor Peruman, Thiruvadigalai Sharanamadidu, திருப்பாதம் பணிந்து இவள் நோயை தீர்க்க வேண்டும். So this is what we saw earlier. So namely, so you know Thiruvaimozhi of Nammalvar presents to you that the Alvar is in the female form. Not only in the female form, but also in the mother's attitude. So Nammalvar being the mother, Nammalvar being the daughter. அம்மாவும் அவதான், பெண்ணும் அவதான். துவமேவ மாதாச்சன்னு நம்மாழ்வாரை பார்த்து சொல்ல வேண்டியதான். துவமேவ மாதாச்ச தத் சுதாச்ச, உன்னுடைய பொண்ணும் நீதான். அப்படி இது வந்து நாயிகா பாவஹா இது உச்சதே. We say that it is நாயிகா பாவா.
பரகால நாயகி. பரகால நாயகி. பரகால நாயகி.
பரகால நாயிகா. Out of the 12 apostles of Sri Vaishnavism, Alvargal, only one was natural, namely Andar, Goda Devi. All others were, of course, men, as we say, incarnated as men. And only with regard to two Alvars, Tirumangai and Nammalvar, we have what we call Nayika Bhavaha, female gender attitude towards the Lord, as we have the relationship between the Jivatma and the Paramatma as Pati Patni. Pati Patni. Three Prayam Idam Jagat. All of us are female gendered species, whereas Lord is only Purushottama. That's what we say. Now I wanted to tell you the special meaning, if at all anything significant in this context, namely Rahasya Ratnavali Hrdayam. I want to refer to the page of 468, what we call the yield. Lot of Vyakhyanams are there, commentaries are there. So I wanted you to go through. Before that, before going through that, I wanted to tell you today, I received a WhatsApp message saying that one of the preceptors of Srimad Andavan, what we call Srirangam Srimad Periyandavan Ashrama. So we had one very great scholar called Tirukudandai Deshikan. At Tirukudandai Deshikan, we have what we call Brindavanam. His interns are buried in what we call Rayampettai. Yes, Samadhi. Yes, Samadhi means the people all mean differently. So here we say Brindavan. According to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, we say Brindavan. And then, and that Tirukudandai Deshikan has beautifully rendered 1,000 names for Swami Vedanta Deshika. 1,000 names of Vedanta Deshika. Deshika Sahasranama. Deshika Sahasranama. So among them, there is one Sahasranamam, one Nama, which refers to our subject, namely, not today, of course, yesterday's subject and maybe tomorrow's subject, Pancharatra Raksha. Pancharatra Raksha. So very simple point is there, but the question is, we are all smiling at that meaning because we are not able to fulfill the requirement. What is the requirement? Morning, Abhigamanam. When we approach the Lord with Abhigamanam, morning, if say after cleaning the teeth, Danta Dhavanam, so we go to the sanctum sanctorum of our home, puja room, we go there and then pray to the Lord that what is the purpose, my purpose of today, and what will be your blessings today. And in order that we must seek blessings, we go and worship the Lord. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada Shatru buddhi vinashaya deepa jyotir namostute. We say the shloka and light the lamp, and the lady of the house will light the lamp. And then we also say Parasara Bhattas Gunaratna Kosham Ullasa Pallavita Palita Saptaloki. Nirvaha Korakita Nema Kataksha Leela Sriranga Harmidala Mangala Deepa Rekham. Deepa Rekham. So we want to light the lamp. பெருமாளுக்கு விளக்கு திருவிளக்கு ஏற்றும் பொழுது குளிச்சுட்டு ஏற்றணுங்கிற கட்டாயம் இல்லை. குளிக்கலாம், குளிச்சுட்டு ஏற்றலாம், அது ரொம்ப ஸ்லாக்கியம் தான். பெட்டர் டு டேக் பாத் அண்ட் but before doing anything else except taking bath, maybe it's also optional. So we must light the lamp in the place, what you call the sacred place. பெருமாள் சந்நிதியில விளக்கு ஏற்ற வேண்டும், திருவிளக்கு ஏற்ற வேண்டும். So we say Ullas Saptaloki Nirvaha Korakita Nema Kataksha Leela Sriranga Harmidala Mangala Deepa Rekham Sri Rangaraja Mahishim Shyamashrayamaha. So this verse we say, which I recommend, but generally people may recommend different. There are so many verses for lighting the lamp. For example, Karpura Harati, we say Deeparadhanam. So many people have different, a long list of verses. In ISKCON Sampradaya also we have Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. So we have, so this is the point now. So in the Abhigamanam, during the Abhigamanam, fortunately a very easy method has been suggested by Tirukudandai Deshikan in explanation, namely Sriranga Gadyam, just 1/4 page of A4 size. Sriranga Gadyam is to be recited in the morning because we say Sharanamaham Prapadye. So Sharanamaham Prapadye, we say that. We say also our deity, namely Sri Ranganatha Namostute. Apara Karunam Budhe. We start with the last paragraph. Apara Karunam Budhe. Then he says Sri Ranganatha Mamanatha Namostute. Simple recitation of this Sri Ranga Gadyam in the morning, Abhigamanam. And then second is during Ijja Aradhanam, noon Aradhanam worship, we used to say Sharanagati Gadyam. We are supposed to say Sharanagati Gadyam, about 5 pages. And then lastly, in yoga, during the fifth time, morning Abhigamanam, then Upadanam, collection of materials. Thirdly, Ijja. Fourth, Swadhyaya, self-study. Fifth is yoga. So during yoga, that is just before going to sleep, we are supposed to recite Vaikunthagat, Sri Vaikunthagat. So this is the information that I got today on the topic called Pancharatra Vishayangal Sri Deshika Sahasranamattila. So the word there it is very beautifully given. Gadyadi Anugunam. Gadyadi Anugunam. Gadya is prose. So Gadyadi meaning 3 proses, namely Sri Ranga Gadyam, Sri Sharanagati Gadyam, and Sri Vaikuntha Gadyam. So these 3 Gadyams must be recited according to the 3 timings of Pancharatra. So that is by the way. Now we shall go to this 468. 468. Before Vakyam 10. Just I shall tell you if something is significant. So when we worship the Lord, for example, Rahasya Ratnavali Hrdayam, we are talking about the sentence number 10. So we must take the devotees of Lord Vishnu as our recommending authority. வைஷ்ணவர்களை புருஷகாரமாக கொண்டு சர்வேஸ்வரன் திருவடிகளிலே சரணம் புக்கு. Then, so what we must not do is, we must not approach other gods and goddesses. So if we do it, then that will bring infamy to us. நாம் தாழ்ந்து விடுவோம். மற்ற தெய்வங்களை நாம் ஆசிரியித்தால், suppose we do total surrender to other gods and goddesses, then we will have lesser status. க்ஷுத்ர தேவதைகளை ஆசிரியிக்கை கீழ்மையை பண்ணும். This is mother's advice to daughter. Mother and daughter are same, namely Nammaduvar. So what the second half is, of course, very much negative. According to the Tirupavai number 2, which always we quote often, namely, Shayyadana Shayyo Tikurale Shenrodom. These two words, Shayyadana Shayyo Tikurale Shenrodom. The same way, so what should not be said to others, especially devotees of Lord Vishnu, or any other devotee, and we must not talk irrelevantly. That's the meaning. That is what we call Edam Paraindu. Edam Paraindu meaning saying something unrelated to our purpose. So Vaktavyam Alladavatrai Cholli, then doing something different from what has been prescribed by scriptures, Ayuktangalai Panni. Then while we do worship, we collect materials. Upadanam, we said, the second action. So we must not add according to our will and pleasure any object, any thing, as we say. So durdravyangalai kalandu, thinking that they'll be suitable for the worship. For example, non-smelling or bad-smelling products. Generally, we use, because of our what you call lethargy, laziness, we use what you call agarbatti. You know that agarbatti? Incense sticks, we say. We are not supposed to use that. Incense sticks. For Dhupasanam, we must not use incense sticks. Udubatti la upayagaduthakoodadhu. Udubatti. வேற வழி இல்லைன்னு என்னவோ நம்ம எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். We are all using incense sticks. And we sometimes say they have good smell also. Very, very beautiful aroma they have. For example, the Tazhambu ஊதுபத்தின்னு ஒன்று இருக்கு. Tazhambu ஊதுபத்தி. நிறைய ஊதுபத்தி வெரைட்டிலாம் இருக்கு. Umpteen varieties are there. So we are not supposed to use, we are supposed to use sambrani, what we call incense stone, which is beautifully, which we use for in those days to dry our wet hair after taking oil bath. எண்ணெய் தேய்ச்சி குளிச்ச பிற்பாடு சாம்பிராணி புகை போட்டு நம்முடைய தலை முடிய உலர்த்துவோம். சாம்பிராணி புகை தான் நல்ல புகை. இப்போ வந்து இட் இஸ் அவைலபிள் வாட் யூ கால் கம்ப்யூட்டர் சாம்பிராணின்னு ஒன்று விற்கிறது. Computer sambrani is sold in the market. That looks a little similar to the original smell. So here, so durdravyangalai kalandu. So don't mix bad objects. Tuvi, kalandu tuvi. So don't spray. And then pollada பாட்டோடும் கூடின வாத்தியங்களை பிரவர்த்திப்பி. So don't use instruments, foreign instruments of music. Of course, violin is acceptable today as an Indian musical instrument. I mean, actually, violin is a foreign instrument, but we have adopted it to the, and even accordion, I think you would have heard about accordion. Accordion, one can play Carnatic music in accordion. Today we use piano and so many keyboard. We are using Carnatic music. We are able to use Carnatic music in keyboard. So many foreign instruments we have adopted to musical instruments. So, I mean, our Carnatic music. but don't use some other what you call jarring orchestra music. பொல்லாத பாட்டோடு கூடி, don't use unrelated songs. That means don't adore some other gods. Then நீங்கள் தெய்வாவஸ்தாலே ஆடுகிற இது உங்களுக்கு அவத்யாவம். So he says, Alvar says, you pretend as though you have been haunted by the spirit of the Lord, and then you dance differently. You must not present a dance to the worship. The dance is one form of worship. Bharatanatyam is one form of worship. But you must not use some other dance, Western dance, to worship the Lord. So idu ungalukku avadhyavaham. This will bring a bad name to you. That's what he said. And it is specially, it is said here, don't worship Kartikeya, Skanda, don't worship Shiva, Rudra, and Mahendra. They say intelligent people will not worship them. They are prohibited in worship. So we have, this is the suppose we follow the procedure as prescribed in the Shastra, we will have good benefits for the next generation also. Our next generation also. This is what. So this is the meaning, exact extra meaning that we had to understand from the second half of the Thiruvaimozhi of Nammalvar, the 468. So thanks to Keshavdas Swami, let us go to 10 sentences. So இதற்கு கோரின பலத்தை பற்ற புனப்பிரபத்தி முதலான கர்த்தவிய சேஷம் இல்லை. So already we have done the prapatti, one-time prapatti. Total surrender has been done once. And therefore, what did we ask for? What did we aspire for? Kainkarya moksham. Kainkarya moksham. Remember that? So don't do any second time surrender. Punah prapatti. Again prapatti modalana. Kartavya shesham illai. There is no remnant of our duty. There is no other duty to be performed in future. So that's what the sentence says. Sakardeva prapannaya. So once a devotee, a surrenderee, does the action, then krityam, duty, naiva asti kinchana. There is no other duty meant for him. இத்தியாதிகள் படியே செய்த வேள்வியனான இவனுக்கு செய்த வெள்ளியவனான. As we say, in Bhagavad Gita, as you know, that there are 3 yogas mentioned: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. The discipline of action, devotion, and knowledge, wisdom. But this prapatti, though it is called yoga again, along with the 3, karma, jnana, bhakti, and prapatti, this yoga is called yaga. Not yoga, it is yaga. Little different spelling, that's all. Yo becomes ya. So that means we have done prapatti yaga, meaning we have done the sacrifice, we have performed the sacrifice of surrender. The very word in English, sacrifice, you understand. Actually, we are not sacrificing, we are resubmitting. Resubmitting. We are not sacrificing. We got this body, physical body, as a human being. We got a name, we got a status, we are safe, we are happy, and so on. So we resubmit our so long thinking that it is our property. My body is my property. My soul is my soul. The Jivatma is my soul. These are all that we had this feeling, what you call mamakara, sense of possession, that we must give up, and then saying, we have sacrificed. So, Shaida Velviyanana Ivanuku meaning this Prapanna who is nearby. We are talking of a Prapanna nearby, who is a friend of us. Swabhi. We are advised not to aspire for anything else except Kainkaryam, service. But still, we have in corner of our heart some aim, some desire. Swa Abhimata. So one's own favorite, very much favorite, Phala Visheshatai. So we expect some fruits from Prapatti. So Visheshatai Patra. Sangamaha Pannina. We already did it perfectly, appropriately. Namely, Tarpanyam is there in our mind. Pratikulya Varjanam, Anukulya Sankalpaha, Rakshishyat Goptrutva Varanam. Of course, the right choice has been made by us. Then Rakshishyati iti Mahavishwasaha. We have got great faith in his protection. So Sangamaha Pannina. Now, before going to the next page, we will see the notes. 1. So Andaha Anandagrahana Vashagaha, this we saw. Deshiko Maya Dayalu, Nyasatelakam. We saw already this. We go to the next note. Yeah. So we go to the next page. That's all. So in the Prapatiki. Next one. Next page. 157. In the Prapatiki, that is Sangamaha Shaida Prapatiki, Swarupa Avarti Rupamaha Vadal. So, our original form, Swarupam, our original Jivatma, we must understand Jivatma, our own Jivatma, then Avarti Rupamaha Vadal. So, the individual soul repeatedly surrenders. We need not do it, what we call, knowingly. The Jivatma goes to the divine feet of the Supreme Soul and falls at the feet. It looks like a repetition. That is why Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, we fall at the feet of elders, God, and so on, many times. And it follows many dicta, namely, for example, the Taniyan of Goda Devi, you say, Goda Tasyai Nama Idam, Bhuyaye Vastu Bhuyaha. So taking the Gadyam of Sri Ramanujacharya, Punah Punaha Pranamya Utthaya. Pranamya Punaha Utthaya Pranamya Utthaya Pranamya. Seek Sharanagati. Fall down, Ashtanga. Get up, fall down. Get up, fall down. So that's called Avarti, repetition. So Avarti Rupamaha. So Smartha Sampradaya, Tengalai Sampradaya, they have only one-time salutation. They say the reason for it also. Ramanuja has surrendered to the Lord for our sake. Therefore, we need not do it again. Only once is enough. Because we follow Ramavatara's Charma Shloka, Sakradeva Prapannaya. So falling at the feet again and again does not mean second time Prapatti, third time Prapatti, fourth time Prapatti, and so on. Please remember that. So falling at the feet is different from, physically falling at the feet is different from mentally submitting all our properties, Atma Atmiya Samarpanam. Therefore, then Angamaha Adal. So we become what we call embodiment of these steps, limbs of surrender. How? When you look at a devotee, and he says that he is kripanaha, kripanaha means helpless, he feels really helpless. You can easily understand him. So helplessness is in his mind, heart, face. You can understand the face. His helplessness is in the face. One small example is a beggar appeals. When you see the face, you can understand that he has not taken food, he has no belongings. So by the what you call the emaciated, tired figure, that you can understand he is helpless. Same way, a devotee of Vishnu also looks really helpless. And you understand that he is not doing anything which is prohibited in these shastras. And you are also aware of his actions which he performs following strictly the shastras. So pratikulya varjanam, anukulya sankalpaha. So he has become the limb of the total surrender. He himself is the embodiment of personification of pratikulya varjanam, that is avoiding the don'ts. And also what we call anukulya sankalpaha, deciding to do the do's in the shastra. Then, and therefore, you have kartavya shesham illamayal. So there is no other duty enjoined. There is no duty remaining. மீதி இல்லை. நாம செய்ய வேண்டிய கடமை என்பது மீதி இல்லை. சரி, next step. ஸ்வ அதிகார அனுகுணமா. But we must do all these actions according to our what we call varna and ashrama. According to the caste, the 4 caste, and then ashrama, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa. So swa adhikara anugunamaha. So relevant to our right, R-I-G-H-T, then our right also, R-I-T-E also will apply. Our right is according to our right. Urimai, right na urimai, adhikaraha. Power illa, adhikaraha power illa, urimai. So Swami Santosha Atishaya Hetu Vaikunta. Our purpose must be very clear. What is the final goal? We must be clear. Why do you do Kainkaryam? We must be very clear about it. So don't have doubts, because we do Kainkaryam, we do service in order to propitiate him, in order to make him happy, in order to make him pleasant faced. Prasanna Vadanam Jayet. Prasanna Vadanam. Swami Santosha Atishaya Hetu. You do service, I do service, many people do service. But when I do service, he must be more elated. He must be happier than what you do. We must have competition. We must compete with each other, that I do better than you, you do better than me. No, not that attitude, not that thinking. Try to do better. That's all. Not to excel, not to compete and win over, but simply Atishaya, Swami Santosha Atishaya Hetu. That should be our aim. Wonderful, happy experience of the Lord. Then, Swayam Prayojanamana Kainkarya Visheshangalakku. We do certain actions, that is service, special service, aiming at something. Swayam Prayojanamana. We have selfish goals. Then, what do? Bhakti, Tattva, Jnanadigali, Patravada. Even after prapatti, even after one-time prapatti, total surrender, So we can adopt the goal of the what you call the discipline of devotion, bhakti. Then we can also go to Tattva Jnana, that is Jnana Yoga, trying to understand, read the books, get taught by the teacher, and so on. So Tattva Jnana Adigalai. Self-study, you can do it. You can do self-study or follow the teacher, catch hold of a teacher, take his lessons. Then what do? Bhagavata, Bhagavata, Samardhyadigali Patravad. So we go on worshipping gods. That is, gods in the sense in the different forms in the incarnations and also in the temples especially. And at home also. And at home also we have got a lot of different incarnations as idols or Salagrama. We have got Salagrama in different names. Sudarshana. So Sudarshana becomes Bhagavat. Bhagavat, if you observe all the mathas puja room, Tiruvaradhanam place, you will find a lot of gods there. Acharyas, preceptors, former preceptors, present preceptors, then the gods in different incarnations, and so on. So Bhagavat, so you will have Bhagavat Samriddhi. Samriddhi means prosperity of the God's presence. And also Bhagavat. So you take Ramanujacharya, then you have got Deshika, then you have got Yamunacharya, then Natha Muni, then so many other. So according to the family, you have got your own Acharyas, Swayamacharyas. So we have 45 preceptors in Ahobila. I think about 42 or more than 30, 35 to 40 in Andavan Ashram and so on. All the what you call Padukas are worshipped. All the Padukas are worshipped. All the divine sandals are worshipped. So that's called Samriddhi. So many Padukas. Why not just only one Paduka? One set of Paduka from one preceptor. The greatest preceptor being the Lord and the latest preceptor being our present pontiff. Then the last point in this paragraph is so Bhagavad Bhagavata Samriddhyadigali Patravadal, meaning we must resort to the richness of the gods and devotees. Then Vilamba Akshamate Ale Ad. So we must not delay these actions. When you want to decide over these actions, make one time total surrender. That also without delay. Quickly, as quick as possible. So Vilamba Akshamataya Ale Adam. Don't brook delay. Don't be patient for the late action. Be quick. How? How do you say? So in Sanskrit, there is one more word. So we say, when you want to do dharma, charity, when you want to help others, do it immediately. When you want to study later, they say. Dharma and also I think some other word. I forget the. How do you do dharma? How do you do help to others? As though the god of death pulls your tuft hair, tuft locks. உங்களுடைய குடுமையை பிடிச்சு பின்னால யமன் இழுக்கிற மாதிரி நினைச்சுண்டு தர்மம் பண்ணணும். கிரகீத இவ கேசா தர்மம் ஆச்சரேத். Grihita iva keshaha dharmam acharet. Whereas if you want to study, you can go study later. Apaya samplave. Now, this is what we do. During emergency, during the risk, when the danger arrives, sadhyaha prayaschittam samachare. Immediately we must do prayaschitta prapatti. Apaya samplave. When there is a flood of danger, a catastrophe, then we must do it immediately. Sadhyaha, immediately. Prayaschittam samachare. We must do remedial action. What is that prayaschitti? Prayaschittiriam. This is called prayaschitti, remedial action. Sa, she, that means the prayaschitti is in feminine gender here. Prayashchittam in the first line, it is in pullinga. This is now in strilinga. So, sa, she, atra here in this context. Yat punaha sharanam vraji. Again one must sharan. So, engra naimittika veshattale. Again, please remember, there is no contradiction. There is no second time prapatti. There is no second time prapatti for the same fruit. There is no second time prapatti for the same fruit. Of course, the fruit is same for everything, namely either kainkarya or the dissolving of the sins, dissolution of our sins. Papa prashita, papa apanodam, avoiding the sins. Now, this second time prapatti, that is prayashita prapatti, is not permanent. It is not routine. It is not natural. It is not daily duty. It is naimittika veshattale. It occurs once in a blue moon. Once in a while, we have to do this prayaschitta prapatti. You cannot go on doing prayaschitta prapatti again and again, nor the prapatti again and again. The prapatti once, prayaschitta prapatti once, and prayaschitta prapatti is done very rarely. Naimittika veshattale. Punaha again, prapatti pannum adukkum. Don't think that this will be contradicted. Don't think, because the Shastras now recommend first prapatti one time, then when you say one time, then again what do you say? Prayaschitta prapatti, remedial surrender. So we already had the reason for doing prayaschitta prapatti, namely, as we are not able to control our actions without doing bad actions accruing to us the sins. Therefore, in order that our sins must be dissolved even after prapatti, one time prapatti, so prayaschitta prapatti is done at the time of danger. So that means the purva prapatti, the previous prapatti and this prapatti, namely prayaschitta prapatti, will not contradict each other, will not oppose each other. Virodham illai engiram. So don't connect these two and say, so the prapatti which we did earlier as the one-time prapatti is not necessary or was not necessary. Don't ask the question. Don't tell us, namely, why did we do one prapatti earlier and then now we can do prayaschitta prapatti once and get it finished, get it over. We can earlier do it. Prayaschitta prapatti can be done earlier also. Then why should we do one prapatti earlier and then finally one prapatti? That is what we have the word apaya viplave. Apaya viplave. So when the danger haunts us, then only we can do that prayaschitta prapatti. Therefore, in normal situation, we are not supposed to do prayaschitta prapatti. And this has no connection with the other, namely nairapeksham. This doesn't require that and that doesn't require this. because you said you have done the prapatti once. Why should I do? You said already one time prapatti, then why do you do prayaschitta prapatti? Again, the answer is apaya viplavi. Danger haunts you. A danger. Some people, fortunately, escape from the traffic accident at the last moment, right? And that good action is attributed to the God's blessing. We say, God saved me. That's what we say. I know an instance in Srirangam. A bus turned head on, rather topsy-turvy in the bridge between Thiruvannaikaval and Trichy town after the Kaveri bridge. This is all, of course, I heard. The bus overturned. So this is, of course, a negative. Almost all people died except one. One fellow came out unscathed without a single small injury. Even driver, conductor, all those people died. And they had many troubles, fractures and so on. One escaped unhurt. This is one kind of example. So another, of course, one is little, now this is little positive. There was a sudden brake by the driver in one of the buses approaching the Kaveri bridge in Tiruchirappalli, coming to Srirangam. So many people were standing. The bus was overcrowded, fully packed, and everybody has no space to stand even. The fellow driver unfortunately applied sudden brakes. One lady died. All others escaped. This is what we call apaya sampradaya. A great danger awaiting many people was just with one. That lady was known to us also, unfortunately. She was the wife of our friend. So she is the only lady who hit her head on the rod before her head. So why I say this is, nothing could be done. So we have to pray to the Lord and prayaschitta prabhati. So there is what we call nairapeksham, nor there is no what we call complementariness, complement between the two, nor there is contradiction.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராகிய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம் கவிதார்க்கிக சிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நம வாதித்விபசிரோபங்க பஞ்சானன பராக்கிரம ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கட நாதார்ய சிரம் விஜயதா புவி சீரொன்று தோப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பான்று சொன்ன பழமொழிகள் ஓரொன்று தானே உடையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேறு கோமளவும்
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்ததேசிகம்.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ